Hi, and welcome to the Business of Blackjack. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn what it takes to play a winning game of blackjack. You'll learn the basic strategy of winning play and how to wager your money best. We'll reveal to you the winning player's secret. Blackjack is played on a table like this. It's constructed to allow a maximum of 7 players. The dealer deals around left to right. He gives each player and himself 2 cards. The player to the dealer's left is first to act. The object of the game is simple enough. He who gets closest to a total of 21 without going over wins. And you determine your total by adding the point value of each card together. For example, a 2 is counted as 2, a 3 is 3, and so on. All face cards count as 10, and aces count as either 11 or 1, depending upon your situation. An ace is a valuable card. An ace and a 10 count card are the only cards capable of a 2-card total of 21, better known as blackjack. Blackjack pays 3 to 2, or for example, on a $5 wager, you'd win $7.50. All other bets pay even money. The rules will vary from casino to casino. For our purpose here, we'll assume rules for a 4-deck game, with the dealer hitting soft 17. A soft hand describes a 2-card combination of which 1 card is an ace. Since an ace can be played as either 11 or 1, the hand can be drawn to without fear of busting or going over 21. Additionally, the double down, split pair, and insurance option will be observed. We've chosen these options because they represent the majority of the games available today. First, let's talk about insurance. Insurance is a side bet offered by the casino when the dealer has an ace up. The bet: does the dealer have a blackjack? If the dealer has a blackjack and you don't, you win on your insurance bet but lose your original bet. No money changes hands. This is what the term insurance refers to. If you also have a blackjack, your original bet pushes and your insurance bet pays 2 to 1. If, on the other hand, the dealer does not have a blackjack, you lose your insurance bet. The insurance bet size is limited to half your original wager.
Insurance.
What's insurance?
Insurance is an option we give you that allows you to protect your wager. You see, it's like this. If I have a 10 in the hole, I'll have a blackjack and you'll lose your bet.
Oh.
But you can insure against losing your bet by buying insurance. You put up half your original wager, and if I have a 10 in the hole, it pays you 2 to 1. Understand?
I think so.
No money changes hands. You lost your bet to my blackjack, but since you took insurance, it pays you 2 to 1. It's the fairest deal in town.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm gonna buy insurance from now on.
The dealer is your best pal and would never steer you wrong. Always buy insurance, relax, and have another drink. False. The truth of the matter is, unless you're counting cards, never buy insurance. Only someone counting knows when buying insurance is a profitable bet. Speaking of profitable bets, knowing when the best time to double down and split pairs can be profitable. These options are important because they allow you the opportunity to put more money on the table in an advantageous situation. Therefore, it is essential to recognize these opportunities. To double down a hand, turn both cards face up and place an additional bet beside your original one. The dealer will deal you only 1 additional card face down. Allow the dealer to turn this card over for you. For example, your first 2 cards are a total of 11. And 11 is an excellent hand. There is not a card in the deck capable of busting you on the draw. And remember, there are 16 10-count cards in every deck just waiting to make 21. But even if you draw an ace for a total of 12, you're not betting on making your hand. You're betting on the dealer busting his. Considering doubling down, keep in mind that casino restrictions differ from house to house. Some will allow doubling only on certain totals, such as 9, 10, and 11. Others will allow you to double on any 2 numbers. Our last option is pair splitting. Pair splitting is allowed when a player receives like cards, such as a pair of 2s or 3s. All face cards are considered pairs, such as a jack and a queen, and most casinos will allow you to split face cards. Knowing when and what to split is very important to your gaming bankroll. To split a pair, turn both cards face up and place an additional wager of the same size as your original bet in front of your second card. The dealer will then deal to one hand and then the other. All of these decisions will become clear when you understand the basic strategy of the game. Most of the decisions you will make require only common sense, but there will be exceptions to the rule. And that's where card counting comes into play. You don't really count the cards per se. Each card is assigned a variable. In the simple plus-minus count, the cards are divided into three groups. The plus count cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, are assigned a rating of +1. There are 20 of these in a single deck. The minus count cards are aces and tens. 10 count cards include all face cards like jacks and kings and are assigned a rating of -1. There are 20 of these in a deck. 7s, 8s, and 9s are assigned a rating of 0 and not counted at all. There are 12 of these cards. Because there are the same number of plus cards as minus cards, we call the plus-minus a balanced count system. Everything starts at 0 and returns to 0. When you begin counting, you add or subtract by 1 as you go. Here's an example of a run. Are you ready? I know it's fast, but this is a good practice drill. You should be able to count down the deck in 20 seconds or less. To test your accuracy, remove a single card from the deck. Don't look at it. Then do your speed drill. If you've counted correctly, your deck should be off count by the value of the card you removed from play. Now, our run ended at +1, so the card we removed should be a minus card to bring us back to 0, and it is, a queen. So how does all of this help you win money? As cards come out of the deck, the scale moves up and down with every card, showing you the relationship of high and low or bust to non-bust cards yet unplayed. When the count is positive, you have the advantage and can increase the size of your wager. When the count is negative, the casino has the advantage, and you'd want to place a small waiting bet or the minimum bet the table allows. When the true count is high, say +4, you have a positive expectation of about 2%. As the scale rises or falls, your advantage is affected 0.5% with each point change. For example, the dealer deals you a 6-10, and the guy next to you a 10-10. The count is now -2. Watch the scale with each card dealt. The dealer has a 7 showing. You would naturally hit your 16. You receive another 6 for a total of 22, and the dealer takes your money so fast, you'll think you're dealing with the IRS. The dealer draws a 7, a 9, and busts. The count is now -1. On the second round, you're dealt a pair of 2s, and the guy next to you gets a 6-5. The dealer has a 5 up. You split your pair of 2s and catch a 9. If you're lucky enough to be playing in a casino that allows you to double down after a split pair, do so. You hit again and catch a 10 for a total of 21. You hit your other 2 with a 10 for 12. A basic strategy dictates that you stand and let the dealer hit and take the chance of busting. The player next to you catches a 6 for a total of 17. The dealer has a 3 in the hole and catches a 4 for a total of 12. Hits again, catches a 10, and busts out. Now, do you know the count? The count is now +4. Once you master the running count, you must make what's called the true count conversion. Since the count in card counting is relative only as an indicator of count per deck, you must now convert this running count to the true count. The count as just demonstrated is relative to a 4-deck game just beginning, but let's assume 2 of the 4 decks have been dealt out. To find the true count, just divide the running count by the number of decks left in play, in this case, 2. A quick glance at the discard tray will allow you to estimate the number of decks yet unplayed. A +4 count divided by the remaining 2 decks gives you a true count of 2, or 1% in your favor. This is where proper betting strategy is important. Most gamblers go broke because of bad or non-existent money management. With a 1% advantage, you'd bet only 1% of your total gaming bankroll. This will keep you within an acceptable element of ruin. For example, your gaming bankroll is $1,000. 1% of $1,000 is $10. Therefore, your bet would be $10. Never bet more money than your advantage at any given moment during the game. Divide your gaming bankroll into fourths and carry only a fourth with you when you go to play. The temptation to double up when you're losing is a bad emotional play. If you lose your fourth for this playing session, take a break from the tables. Go swimming or to a show. Have a nice dinner. Then, when you're relaxed, have another go at the tables. Also, watch the cut card placement after the dealer shuffles. You want to play with a dealer who cuts no more than 1.5 decks from play. A dealer who cuts 2 decks from a 4-deck game is a bad bet. Remember, the further down a dealer is willing to deal, the greater the card counter's advantage.
Ace to the ace. Check to the king.
Yeah, I got you now, mate. All right. Yeah.
11. 21.
I can't believe I've lost all my money already. I guess I should stop for the night. But I know I can win it all back.
After a big loss, always borrow money on credit if necessary to recoup all losses before they get too far out of hand. False. After a big loss, you become more emotionally involved and are likely to take bigger chances to recover losses. This is a bad habit. You should always take a break and analyze what just happened. Only return to the tables when you're thinking clearly. All right, let's turn our attention now to the subject of basic strategy. There are only 260 two-card combinations in the game. Of these, only 45 require count strategy decisions. Count strategy flashcards, like this one, showing player total and dealer up card, are included at the end of this video for all 45 count strategy decisions. You'll find these video flashcards the most efficient memory training medium available. It should be obvious that a thorough understanding of the basic strategy of the game is in order. Since blackjack is mostly a game of basic strategy, you'll notice that most hand totals will have a definite decision, such as hit, stand, or double down. Also notice some of the decisions are listed with a numeric value. These are the 45 count strategy decisions. These decisions will have a number rating for acting upon, such as -3 or +2. For example, a 16 stands versus 10 at a count of 0 or greater. What this means is, if the count is less than 0, say -1, you would hit this hand. If the count is 0 or +1 or +2, always stand on this hand. Remember, -1 is greater than -2, which is greater than -3, and so on. Count strategy decision numbers, simply put, are to be used as an indicator for when to deviate from basic strategy. First off, let's talk about hard total hands. The expression hard total denotes a hand without an ace. First rule, always stand on a hard total of 17 or better. Hands where the player is holding an 8 through 16 will be discussed first. Study the following charts. Their values represent true count decision numbers. This information regarding the basic strategy and count strategy decisions was derived through millions of computer-simulated hands. The decisions are accurate and verifiable. Have no doubts. If your goal is to play a winning game of blackjack, never, I mean never, deviate from these numbers during play. Just because you have a feeling or a hunch about a particular hand doesn't mean you can take it to the bank. You will not beat the game with luck or a feeling. In the long run, your bankroll will be ground up. The only way to win is by knowing and sticking to the mathematics of the game. Let's begin with the player hand of 8. Basic strategy dictates hitting a player total of 8 versus 2 and 8 versus 3. 8 versus 4 doubles at +5. If less than +5, hit. 8 versus 5 doubles at +3 or greater. If less than +3, hit. 8 doubles versus 6 at +1 or greater. If not +1, hit. 8 versus 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace are hit-only hands. Hit until you reach 17 or better. With a player total of 9 versus 2, double down at +1 or greater. If less than +1, hit. 9 versus 3 doubles at -1 or greater. If not greater than -1, hit. 9 always doubles against 4, 5, and 6. 9 doubles 7 at +3 or greater. 9 always hits against 8, 9, 10, and ace. A player total of 10 automatically doubles down against a dealer total of 2 through 8. 10 doubles against 9 at -2 or better, and against 10 at +4 and ace at +3 or greater. A player with an 11 doubles down against a dealer total of 2 through 10. 11 doubles against a dealer ace at 0. 12 stands versus 2 at +3. 12 stands versus 3 at +1. 12 stands versus 4 at 0. 12 stands versus 5 at -2. 12 stands versus 6 and hits against a 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. 13 stands versus 2 at -1. 13 stands versus 3 at -3. 13 stands against a dealer 4, 5, and 6 and hits against a 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. 14 stands against 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 14 hits against 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. 15 stands against 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hits against 7, 8, and 9. 15 stands versus 10 at +4 and ace at +5. 16 stands against 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hits against 7 and 8. 16 stands versus 9 at +5. 16 stands versus 10 at 0. 16 stands versus ace at +3. And remember, always stand on a hard total of 17 or better. We've just completed a review of the hard total combinations. The video flashcards at the end of this tape will help you commit the count strategy decisions to memory. Now let's turn our attention to the soft totals. Soft totals are 2 card combinations of which 1 card is an ace. Remember, an ace can count as either an 11 or a 1. An ace-2 combination totals 3 or 13, hence the term soft. Soft totals are prime ground for doubling down when the dealer's up card is small. Learn these decisions well. Soft 13 versus a dealer with 2 or 3 up always hits. Soft 13 doubles versus 4 at +3. Soft 13 doubles versus 5 at 0. Soft 13 doubles versus 6. Soft 13 hits against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. Soft 14 versus a dealer with a 2 or 3 up always hits. Soft 14 doubles versus 4 at +1. Soft 14 doubles 5 at -2. Soft 14 doubles 6. Soft 14 hits against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. Soft 15 versus a dealer with a 2 or 3 up always hits. Soft 15 doubles against 4 at -1. Soft 15 doubles against 5 and 6. Soft 15 hits against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. Soft 16 versus a dealer with a 2 up always hits. Soft 16 doubles versus 3 at +3. Soft 16 doubles against 4, 5, and 6. Soft 16 hits against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. Soft 17 doubles versus 2 at +1. Soft 17 doubles against 3, 4, 5, and 6. Soft 17 hits against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. Soft 18 doubles versus 2 at 0. Soft 18 doubles versus 3 at -3. Soft 18 doubles against 4, 5, and 6. Soft 18 stands against 7 and 8. Soft 18 hits against 9, 10, and ace. Most of the time, 19 seems like a pretty good hand to stand with. However, soft 19 is good for doubling. Don't be afraid to double these high soft totals. Stand on soft 19 against a dealer with a 2. Soft 19 doubles 3 at +5. Soft 19 doubles 4 at +3. Soft 19 doubles 5 at +1. Soft 19 doubles 6 at -1. Soft 19 stands against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. Soft 20 stands against a dealer with a 2 or 3 up. Soft 20 doubles 4 at +6. Soft 20 doubles 5 at +5. Soft 20 doubles 6 at +4. Soft 20 stands against a dealer up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. And that's it for the soft totals. By now you've been exposed to 2/3 of the basic strategy and count strategy decisions in the game of blackjack. All that's left are the pair split decisions. Most pair split decisions are common sense. Let's start with a pair of aces. A pair of aces splits against all dealer up cards. A pair of 2s hits against a dealer with an up card of 2. A pair of 2s split versus 3 at +3 or greater. A pair of 2s split versus 4 at -1 or greater. A pair of 2s split against a dealer up card of 5 and 6. A pair of 2s splits against a 7. A pair of 2s hit versus an 8, 9, 10, and ace. A pair of 3s hits against a dealer with an up card of 2. A pair of 3s split versus 3 at +3 or greater. A pair of 3s split versus 4 at -1 or greater. A pair of 3s split against a dealer up card of 5, 6, and 7. A pair of 3s hit versus an 8, 9, 10, and ace. A pair of 4s never splits, always hit a pair of 4s, no matter what the dealer up card is. Never split a pair of 5s. A pair of 5s equals 10, so double down. Split 6s versus 2 at +1 or greater. Split a pair of 6 versus 3 at -2 or greater. Split 6s versus a dealer with an up card of 4, 5, or 6. A pair of 6 hits versus a 7, 8, 9, 10, or an ace. Split 7s versus a dealer with an up card of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Split a pair of 7s versus 7. Hit a pair of 7s versus 8, 9, 10, and ace. Like the ace, 8s split against all dealer up cards. Aces and 8s, an expression used first to describe Wild Bill Hickok's dead man's hand, is often heard at the blackjack table to describe the best way to handle a pair of 8s or aces. The phrase itself may help you to remember to split against all dealer up cards, so we include it here. But, just for the record, a pair of 8s split versus a dealer up card of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. 9 split versus 2 at -2 or greater. 9 split versus 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. 9 split versus 7 at +6 or greater. 9 split versus ace at +2 or greater. 9 stand versus a dealer with an up card of 10. Now, let's talk about 10s. A pair of 10s can be represented with a 10-count card or 2 different face cards, such as Queen and Jack. Now, most casinos will allow you to split any 2 face cards. So with that in mind, a pair of 10 stands versus a dealer with an up card of 2 and 3. Split 10s versus 4 at +6. Split 10s versus 5 at +5. Split 10s versus 6 at +4. Stand with a pair of 10s versus a dealer with an up card of 7, 8, 9, 10, and ace. And that's it. You know the right playing strategy secrets. As for the winning secret, practice until you can recall all the decisions instantly. It's a lot cheaper to learn to play blackjack at home using matchsticks or pennies to keep score with than in Las Vegas or Atlantic City. Remember this, it's an old saying and a wise one. Never bet money you can't afford to lose. Always take insurance if the true count is +3 or greater. If you're serious about winning money playing blackjack, don't drink. Money and blackjack and booze, don't mix it all. Always play dumb or act lucky while you're in the casino. Never admit to anyone that you play a winning system. You may be asked to leave. Most working pros develop an act or a character to portray while gambling, such as the lucky tourist. Play smart. Educate yourself. Well, that just about wraps it up. The video flashcard training is next. Good luck to you, but don't depend on luck. Learn to count cards. Learn the count strategy decisions presented in the flashcard section. Know the basic strategy of play. If you study hard, you can win big money playing blackjack. So, study hard and learn the business of blackjack. Know the information presented in this tape so that it can be recalled in an instant. Read books. There are many good books available on the market for the serious blackjack player. For the record, the decision numbers in this video presentation are used with the permission of Stanford Wong from his book, Professional Blackjack. Mr. Wong, who acted as technical consultant for this project, is a recognized leader in the gaming community who has authored several books and publishes a monthly newsletter for blackjack aficionados.